Guard in place. Hands salute. 2. Uncover. The chaplain will offer a prayer.
Almighty God and Father, Father of all mankind and Judge over nations, we pray thee to guide our work at this meeting and in all our days. Send thy peace to our nation and to all nations. Hasten the fulfillment of thy promise of peace that shall have no end. We pray for those who serve the people and guard the public welfare, that by their blessing they may be enabled to discharge their duties honestly and well. We pray for our comrades, that by thy help they may observe the strictest justice, keep alight the fires of freedom, strive earnestly for the spirit of democracy, and preserve the untarnished loyalty to our country and to thee. Finally, O God of mercy, we ask thy blessing and comfort for those comrades who are suffering mental and physical disability. Cheer them and bring them the blessings of health and happiness. Amen.
Amen. Please follow me in reciting the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call your attention to the empty chair now placed at all official meetings of the American Legion, which serves as a symbol of the many American POW MIAs still unaccounted for from wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. It is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in the defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Will the Master at Arms please place the flag on the empty chair? Cover. Please recite the preamble to the Constitution of the American Legion. For God and country, we love all the Constitution to preserve make right and master of life, promote peace with the law of murders. I now declare this meeting of the Morris County Committee, Department of New Jersey, regularly open. Thank you everybody for coming out in this beautiful weather. I appreciate it. Much better turnout than I anticipated. Adjutant, can you conduct a roll call of officers, please?
Marciano.
Here.
You can see Kramer. Here. Finance Officer Bolte.
Here.
Vice Commander Bergen is excused. Vice Commander Sabal. Here. Vice Commander Michaels. Here. Vice Commander Akatov. Here. Vice Commander Connors here. Appointed officers, Adjutant Connors here. Master at Arms Larry Brain. Here. Service Officer Julio Diosis. Here. Judge Advocate Harold Lipitor. Here. Historian Dennis Porthrow.
Here.
And the chaplain is here.
Here. Adjutant, please conduct the roll call of the posts.
Post 27.
1.
Post 43.
1.
Post 59. 2. Post 91. 2. Post 154.
2.
Post 155. 155. 0. Post 242. Post 242. 0. Post 245.
2.
Post 249.
2.
Post 279.
1.
Post 342.
1,
344. 2. 390.
1.
Sorry.
1.
1. Post 421. 421. Post 423.
8.
Post 450.
2,
Post 312. Post 312. Sure. Sir, we have a form of the post.
Thank you, Edmund Connor. Minutes from the previous meeting have been sent out via email. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections to the minutes as they were sent? Have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion, we accept them.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. DC Kramer, do you have any guests this evening?
Let me make a motion to suspend regular meeting for the purpose of guests.
Motion? Or second, right, I apologize. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
I have 2 guests tonight. First, we're gonna introduce is our alternate EC, Gino Brady from Ocean County.
Hey, you guys, you take your hands off the wall, I'm not here for any money.
This time.
It's coming, it's coming. All right, first off, I want to say, good evening, fellow Legionnaires, and thanks for the invite. Well, thanks. Hey, thanks for the invite. Unfortunately, my wife made dinner before I left, the shore, so, the food looked good, it's all good, so. Just a little bit background on me. I did grow up in Landing, not too far away from here. I went to Tucson, St. Teresa's, and Roxbury High School. So I know the area really well before I moved down to Ocean County. I'm a 5-time post commander, 2-time Ocean County commander. I did the DEC for 6 years before I served as a vice commander under your own Harold Livitar. And then I was the state commander, and then I've done. I'm in my 3rd year as ANEC. So we're going from there. So back in 1969 was the last time New Jersey had a national commander. And we've been talking about it and talking about it. They wanted to have a younger guy. 5 years ago, they told me I was too old. They wanted somebody under 50 to be able to do this. It's kind of tough if you're still working and if you still have kids, be able to have your Legion life, be able to donate all that time that's there. So they did change it. So then what happened is we came back to New Jersey, we had a steering committee, and anybody that was wanting to run for the prestigious position of national commander was supposed to submit their packet. So after the vetting phase went through, there was 2 of us that were selected to be able to run for it, myself and Steve Fisher, past former commander from Camden County, and I'm sure that he will be up here before June to be able to do it.
January, February.
So at least, yeah, and it'll probably be 60 degrees for him. It is what it is, right? But you know, I have my whole speech here and stuff like this, but I'm probably better off just doing it. I think I know everything that's on here. Why do I want to do this? Why do all of you want to be here? My reasons were the same way. You know, I came home, I went into my post, they all called me the paper boy. I thought it was a funny thing, and at that time, I was in from 82 to 85 active. So when I went into my reserves, if I came into my E5 drill sergeant uniform, no problem, Sarge. Here you go. You have a beer. I always had a problem with drinking in uniform, so I lived less than a half a mile away from my post. When I came back to the post, the door was locked, and they would tell me that I had to call from the payphone outside and have somebody escort me in. That's the way our rules used to be. And for the longest time, I went in there, even after I got out of my reserve obligation, I'd go into the post as a guest. And everybody would always say, when are you going to join, when are you going to join, when are you going to join? And I'm like, well, I would tell you this every single time, I'm not eligible. The American Legion doesn't want for me. And then all of a sudden, somebody did it one day and they said, nope, you can join. And that was a Saturday night. And on Thursday night, I was installed at the meeting. And when the meeting was ended, I was our post adjutant.
That'll worry.
You know what? That's just the way things go. But like I said, I got caught really well by a whole bunch of the guys that were in my post, and then we've got a couple of female veterans that came into our post, and then with their nurturing, you know what? That's really who taught me who the American Legion was and what we were doing. And then I went to National Legion College, and then I came back, and then I just kept on plugging away. So you know what? The Legion scholarship that Harold was the chairman, and I took over after him. You know, my son won our best scholarship for the state of New Jersey on his own. You know, my daughter applied for it, but she got our scholarships for everything that our Legion does for our family. If people were promoted, and if we could get the press out there, a lot of our communities, you know, couldn't believe it. I always laugh because I have my, you know, town. Now Barnegat's 40,000 people. I mean, it's grown ever since we moved there in 1976. But I have the chief of police on my phone. If I ever have a problem, I can call him and I can get him. Why? Because one, he's a veteran. And you know what? I've known him. He's the same age as me. You know what? We grew up together. We did a whole bunch of stuff together. So if I ever need anything, we have it. And then if he has a veteran need, he calls me. And you know what? I don't have to know everything. I just have to know where to get the answer. All right. When we get these homeless and stuff like this, my wife, well, my second wife, I should say, almost killed me the first time I brought a homeless guy in that I met at the post that needed a place to stay overnight. And then when I met her, she said, "No, you don't know who you're bringing in. You don't know what's going on." And so, you know what? I stopped doing that. You know, when in between marriages there, when I was hanging out at the post a lot more, you know, I thought I was pretty smart. You know, I ended up being a service officer. I thought I could vet guys pretty good. I knew I wasn't bringing an intoxicated guy into my house and stuff like that. But once I started going, my wife, she's like, "No, you got to stop that. You can't do that." So, you know, I know, I don't know if you're going to talk about it today, but I know that New Jersey just came out with a brand new program for our homeless veterans. And I know when I walked in here today that Harold was telling me about one of their homeless veterans, that's a success story that we were able to do. So like I said, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody what I try to project is this. If you don't know the right answer, tell them you don't know the answer and get back to them. You don't have to know everything. We're not psychiatrists. We're not social workers. You know what? But all of us should know somebody that knows somebody that can get them the right help. So that's one of the most important things that I think that we can do for our veterans that are coming home, what we can do for our families. Because I know that I got an East Orange fireman. His wife would call me once a week and say, "You got to call him. You got to call him. You're the only one that he talks to." You know, and it was just because they had a bad accident on I think it was on 78, and it brought back horrible memories of Baghdad, and he could never go back to work again. Yeah, it just triggered something. He was doing so good, and then it just triggered. So the whole thing was that sitting down at the canteen having a couple beers, he opened up. You know what? And then all of a sudden, I hadn't seen him for a while, and I was worried about him, but he was working, and he has young kids. And all of a sudden, his wife just started calling and saying he got home because he had regressed into this shop. And you know what? And that's what happens in our posts. A lot of times, somebody walks in here. Who do they see? The first person they see is our bartender. You know, some of our bartenders are really great. They don't know the Legion, and they don't know all the stuff that we have. So I'm really happy to say that we're going to be bringing suicide training into New Jersey on March 15th. You know what? We're going to have all the leadership down at Post 346 in Neptune. It's a program that Columbia University out of New York has developed. It's a great program. What I thought the best thing about it was that they give you a yellow clipboard. And on that yellow clipboard, it's got 6 questions. And if you ask that veteran those 6 questions, you're going to be able to say, "I have to call 911 right now," or "I've got to call somebody and set up something for help for them," or, "You know what? He's not that bad at all. We just need to talk it out here and maybe hopefully iron it out." So it's an amazing thing that we're doing. It's a great thing that we have. But again, that's my cornerstone of the American Legion. I love our posts. I love everything that we do in our communities, right? Community, state, and nation. I tell everybody, if you remember anything I say here tonight, it's V-Day, the four pillars of our American Legion. Everybody says, okay, I know what they are. I'm gonna tell you something real nice and easy. Remember V-Day. Veterans, Defense, Americanism, and Youth. Those are our four pillars. All right, that's what we're here for. Right, nice and easy, V-Day. I killed myself when I was a state commander to come up with a stupid acronym, and I couldn't do it. And then the American Legion changed it, and they shortened up a little thing, so when you see the four pillars in Indianapolis at our headquarters, that's what it is, it's V-Day, Veterans, Defense, Americanism, and Youth. So I really love that. If I was the chance to get the nomination in June, it's a long process. You still have to get vetted by the national organization. It may take up to 10 years to be able to do this. All right, but like I said, we haven't had a national commander since General Doyle. Everybody knows General Doyle, right? Because of the cemetery. Right? That's about it. Because I don't think well, Harold was around back then when he was here, so.
There was one. Harold was kind of commander when you.
I can't do that. He's my commander and he can't hear me. But by chance, if we were able to do this and then we did go, I really believe what our American Legion needs is CEP, all right? Communication. We have to learn how to use what we have available to us, our internet, our websites. Okay, there's so much information that's out there. All right. And with that being said, we're educating our people. We have a great New Jersey Legion program. It's in Seeger. We have a great National Legion College that we just had 2 new graduates from Ocean County today that just went in there. So there'll be slots that are open up for next year. Through those websites, because I am the chairman of education and employment for the national organization, you can go on to Training Tuesdays, all right, last Tuesday of every month on legion.org, and you could pull up a 45-minute clip just on every single thing that we have a problem. You know what? We all have the same problems in Legion. The only thing that changes is faces. Every single post. You know what? On there, you may be having a problem at your post. You may be able to find a 45-minute block that you can go there. And it's open to everybody. Everybody should be on mylegion.org. All right, not just the administrators, not just this. Because you can do everything. You can transfer from a post, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can get a new ID card. If you lose it, you don't have to bother your adjutant. You can go and you can type up and it'll print it right out on your computer. And so there's a lot of great things that are out there. Spend a little bit of time with it. And Steve Fisher is an IT guy, so he rebuilt the New Jersey website. Right, so there is a lot of information out there. A long time ago, we wouldn't promote individual post activities. Now, with the ability on the website, if your post is having a function, you can go to the website and you can have your event publicized on the website. So, like I said, this is a long course. You're going to hear from me again. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be seeing me for the next 4 years whenever I have to come for my visits. Being the NEC man, but just remember, you know what? I'm all about the 4 pillars. I tell everybody, I'm not perfect, but I know where to get the right answers, and I'm trying, and I'm learning. You know, there's always a chance to get better, and I'm going to try to do that. So, just like I said, I'm going to wrap this up with V-Day, Veterans, Defense, Americanism, and Youth. That's what we're all here for. And if you decide in June to nominate one of us, I hope you pick me. So, but if anybody has any questions, all right. If not, thank you for all your time. I'm going to get out of here because I got a 2-hour, 15-minute ride back to them. Oh, wow.
There's a hand out. There's a hand in the back from your commander.
What do you want?
Commander, I do. I'd like to make a motion, and I know it's 7 to 10 years from now that he's going to be voted for the high command of national commanders. Morris County endorses Gino Grady for national commander, and a local boy from Roxbury. I know it's a long ways. Not can always be changed, but it's nice to know that you got the support from Morris County to work with that committee.
Point of order, we need to hold off that until we've seen the other candidate. To do this properly, we have to give both a chance And then, for everyone's information, we're going to endorse, and at convention in June, there'll be, just like we elect a national commander, we will elect a candidate, just like we elect a department commander, we will elect 4 candidates who we will then put forward. And I'll also add that AAC O'Brady mentioned the vetting committee. Yes, he was vetted, and 2 of the people on the vetting committee are our own Mr. Dressner and myself. So Morris County was about a quarter of the vetting committee. Just by the way.
To give the endorsements, he has something to look forward to, but I'll resend that motion for that, yeah.
Please hold off on that.
Okay.
Again, thank you for everything tonight. You guys have a good night.
That's our home website. The video is gonna be up there tomorrow. I record everything.
Okay. Super, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. Thanks. See you later. See you guys later.
Safe trip.
And our next guest is Mr. Guy Vanderpool, Afghanistan vet. He's been with the Bloomfield Vet Center for 20 years. And he's briefed, I'm not trying to read this whole thing, but he's very experienced working with veterans and working with the VA. And he has something to talk about with us.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Good.
First, I want to say thank you guys, because if it wasn't for guys like you, we'd all be speaking a different language. So thank you and welcome home. Like you said, I've been with the VA for 20 years. I started in 2004 when I got back from my second tour in Afghanistan. I started down at Fort Dick, briefing the units that were returning. When I first started giving the briefing, telling about how great the vet centers were and that people should come in for counseling, their eyes glazed over and they tuned out. So I said, okay, I got to change up my program. So I started learning about benefits. And then it's amazing how when you talk about putting money in somebody's pocket, they pay attention. All right. So over the 20 years, I've pretty much become an expert on benefits, whether it's disability, whether it's GI Bill, whether it's home loan, whether it's pension, anything dealing with the VA has probably come across my desk, and I've probably helped at least I would say 200 people with each type of benefit. All right. I love what I do. I don't consider it work. November is a very busy month for me. I literally work every day in November because there's events for Veterans Day and stuff like that. But I don't care how tired I am. I'm gonna go, even if it's just to speak to one vet. All right. The thing about me is that I always show up. If you need me, I'm gonna be there, whether it's day, night, weekend. All right. I don't want to take too much time, but if anybody has any questions, I'm here.
Your time, if you have questions about benefits, getting benefits. At that,
Does everybody know how plans get approved? Just curious.
besides slow.
It's all right. So here's a common thing that people ask. Do you have a question?
Yeah, are you sticking around for a whole meeting?
I can, yes.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions for you, maybe after the meeting.
A lot of people think because they want the sick call for their knee and basic training that they can put in a claim for it. Or because the VA gives you a sleep apnea machine that you can claim sleep apnea. It doesn't work that way. You need 2 things to get service connected. You need a current diagnosis, usually within the past 6 months, and then you need a link between your current diagnosis and your military service. They call that a nexus. Without that, your claim's not going to get approved. One thing about me, I don't sugarcoat things. I tell you exactly what you need to get stuff approved, and I'll tell you it's not going to happen if it's not going to happen. All right. I don't tell you call this person. If you actually say I need help with this, I don't just give you a phone number unless I know that person's going to help you. What I'll do is say, let me, give me a couple days to try and find somebody who's actually going to help you, because I only have one reputation. So I'm not going to tell you to call somebody and then they hang up on you or they're rude to you and stuff like that, because then it looks bad on me. And I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. All right. So most of the people, if I do tell you just call this person, don't mention my name, they'll help you out because I've worked with them close. All right. Healthcare. All right. The VA is like McDonald's. Some McDonald's, the French fry machine or the shake machine is going to be working. Other McDonald's is not.
find out what works best for you. If I need to have surgery, I go to the VA in Manhattan because they have doctors from NYU there. So I get NYU care for VA prices. The emergency room, I use East Orange because it's closest to my house. My primary care, it falls under Philadelphia, so I drive about an hour to my primary care visits, because that's what works for me. I try not to go to East Orange because I'm always late for my appointments because people stop me in the hallway. That's the point, right? But find out what works best for you, all right? Each VA is different. They have different departments. The one good thing about East Orange, they have what's called the War-Related Injury and Illness Study Center. It's a comprehensive physical that takes all day. At the end of the day, all the doctors get together with you and they tell you what they found. I strongly suggest everybody here signs up for it. There's only 3 of them in the country. There's East Orange, Washington, DC, and San Diego. So take advantage of it because you're closer. All right.
What was that called again? I'm sorry.
War-Related Injury and Illness Study Center. They call it RISK for short. Yes.
I'm not enrolled in VA medical care because I had medical insurance. And when they stopped letting people in,
Okay.
okay, so here's my question. Can I go and do that?
If you're not enrolled in VA healthcare, you can.
Okay,
Okay, so my
I want to get it, I want to get.
thing is, so, all right, a lot of people think, well, I have a job, I have insurance, I'll save, all the benefits for the guys in the wheelchairs. It doesn't work that way, all right? If one person comes in, the VA gets $100. 2 people come in, the VA gets $300. So the more people who come in and use the services, the more money the VA gets. So when you don't apply for benefits, when you don't use VA healthcare or sign up for VA healthcare, that's what actually hurts all the other veterans. Right? Everybody here heard of Agent Orange? Right? Because enough vets came in and filed for prostate cancer and type 2 diabetes, it made it a presumptive condition, which made it easier for every other vet after that. So when you come in and say, hey, I have this condition, or I have this condition, you may be that one vet that puts it and makes it a presumptive condition that makes it easier for every other vet after you, no matter what it is. So please, I can't stress this enough, apply for everything that you're owed. These benefits are part of your service. You serve, now collect the benefits. You didn't ask for your check, you demanded it. You need to demand your benefits. Because if you don't, they're gonna be taken away from you. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, so, if you have a condition that required by your active duty, but that's because of your age and your stupidity, you decided not to get it taken care of. So there's no medical record of it occurring during the military, during your active duty, or reserve duty. Now you pretty much left your
No. You need 2 things. You need a current diagnosis, so you go to your doctor and say, hey, my shoulder hurts. Ever since I fell while rucksack marching, it's been hurting. I didn't go to the doctor for it, but it's still bothering me, and I think it's related to that. The doctor's gonna do some tests, and if the doctor's right, the key phrase is more likely than not. They say more likely than not, this is related to your military service. That's the nexus between your current diagnosis and your military service. And that's what you need to get service for. Anything other than that, it's not gonna happen. Yes.
I have an appointment from down there in East Orange for this coming week. For my throat. I've been having issues lately with the throat. I served over in Iraq. And on my base, my fob, I spent about 6 months downwind from the burn pit. If they find something this week in regards to my throat, could I link that? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
Would that be
so
the link to
right
say
now-
burn pit?
Right now, they just released, recently, they just released the PACT Act. So with the PACT Act is a whole bunch of conditions that are actually. Just happen to have my newsletter from my VFW, so I actually do the newsletter there. So, and the fact is, PACT Act fact sheet. So it has the majority of the conditions that are now presumptive conditions. Anything dealing with respiratory conditions, more likely than not are related to the burn pits, all right? You should definitely go and sign up for the War-Related and Grid-Only Study Center, because then that'll help give you a nexus between, what it, hopefully they don't find anything with your throat, but if they do, that'll help provide a nexus between what's going on with your throat and your military service. Now, for when I went there, I was kind of pissed at them, because I asked them, I said, how come sometimes it's gray smoke, sometimes it's purple smoke, sometimes it's green? And they said they couldn't tell me why, because NASA said it's a national secret what the MRE wrappers are made of. But then, what I guess they must have told them, because that's why they came out with all these presumptive conditions. So please file a claim, because you may be that one person that gets it put on the presumptive conditions. When I first started, a lot of female veterans were coming back, and they were under the stress of being in combat, being away from their kids, their hair started falling out. So the first couple of ones who came back and applied for that got denied. But then in about 2007, 2008, they started seeing a trend of it. And then more and more started getting approved. So you may get denied, but just because you get denied, you can always appeal it. It's never too late. Unfortunately, if you pass away, your spouse can still fight the claim for you. A lot of people don't know that, right? Yes.
The system's unique. The more you do, the less you get. A lot of people, if they do over 20 years, like I did, and they have a 5%, 10% disability, they take that money out of your pension. You don't get it. And then I see a lot of guys here say, well, this happened to me within 4 years, this happened within 5 years. Guys are in there for over 30 years and they're getting nothing.
They stopped that.
The system is messed up.
What do you mean that they're taking it out of your
He's
pension?
talking about concurrent receipt, I think.
What I'm saying is this, you get your pension money, but it's deducted from you get your disability, but it's deducted from your pension.
What is your percentage?
If you're getting under 50%, you're not getting to keep the money.
And in my opinion, I've never met anybody who's done 20 years or more who there's probably a lot of claims that you've never filed. And I would love to sit down with you and go through your medical records, because on average, if you're below 30%, there's probably 4 or 5 things that you have that you never filed.
You're all wrong, all right? I've been to the VA, right? I've spoken to them. I've been to the doctors. They said, I have a steel foot. I get 10% for the steel foot. Then they tell me, file. So I ask for papers, and then they don't send them. So I just totally give up. I'm grateful I got hearing aids. I'm grateful for that. But a lot of this is bullshit.
So did you put in for hearing aids?
No, so it's okay. That's how I feel about it.
No, I understand it, but I'm saying.
I went back to the VA because I need hearing aids. Other than that, I'd never go to you guys.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but the VA is changing. I'm proof that the VA is changing. Before, the VA would never send somebody out to tell you this is how you file paper. I got out when I first
You're
got out.
clueless.
Okay, well, when I got out in '89, there was nobody to tell me this is how you file a claim. I went back in 2000, I got out in 2004, and the VA hired me, and now they let me come out and do briefings. So the VA has changed. I'm sorry you feel that way, but just from what you told me, I would file for an increase for your if you have any secondary claims. So say if your left foot is messed up and then you start having problems with your right knee.
I'll take my shoe off. You'll throw up if you see my foot.
My feet are pretty bad too.
I think he's talking about concurrent receipt.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. So if you have a secondary condition, right? So if your left foot is bad and then you start having problems with your right knee, you can file a claim for your right knee because it was caused by your left foot. That would bring you up to probably 50%, and then you would be able to keep both. A lot of people get frustrated. I work for the VA. It took me 9 years to get my sleep apnea claim approved, and I work for the VA, but I don't give up because I'm not giving up on myself. Unfortunately, the part of the VA that does claims is an insurance company. So that's why the forms, the pages, the instructions on the forms are longer than the actual form itself. And they do that on purpose, so you get frustrated and give up. That's why they do it. But don't give up on yourself because you're worth it. And I'm willing to sit with you and help you file. All you have to do is call me, and I'll look through your file and I'll fill out all the paperwork for you. I'll take it to the regional office and get it date stamped. When you have your appointments, I'll tell you what you need to bring and what you need to do. I'll walk you through so you know exactly what you need to do to get your claims approved. There's a couple of people in this room who I've done that for and I continue to do it. I'm not just up here, speaking. I've actually done the work. Next.
Thank you. I got a couple of questions. One is, not that I want to disagree with you. I get 10% and never take anything out of my pension. Okay, never. My other question is, I just had a phone call this morning, an Air Force guy, not one air, but somebody help me out. He said he just went to the VA, always up with Warren County, and to file a claim on phone. Which phone? I don't know that. I don't know anything about it.
It's gonna be firefighting phone.
Firefighting.
It's gonna be.
He was around phone and plus he put in for hearing also. But because of this phone, the guy at the VA says, you gotta claim, put it in. So if anybody in the Air Force are working on this phone.
I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so you have to be careful with what you see on TV. A lot of guys signed up for the 3M lawsuit because of the defective hearing aid, the defective earplugs. And ever since 3M started paying out money, the VA's only been giving out tinnitus instead of hearing aids. All right, so I'm worried that the people who are signing up for the Camp Lejeune stuff are gonna get shortchanged by the VA. If you do decide to go with the law firm, get it in writing from them that if they receive compensation from the lawsuit, that it will not affect their VA their VA benefits. I can almost guarantee you they're not gonna give that to you in writing. All right, but as far as when you go to the VA is 3 separate parts. It's the benefit administration, which does claims, GI Bill, pensions, anything that you can pay to the veteran is handled by the benefits administration. Then there's the hospital administration, the vet centers fall under that, and the clinics, all right? They're separate. So when you go to the hospital, they're there for healthcare, they're not there for help with claims. So if anybody in the hospital tells you stuff about, if your doctor says you should file a claim, he's just, trying to be nice and helpful, but he really doesn't know about claims. And then the third part is the cemetery administration. There are 3 separate parts. The left hand doesn't talk to the right hand. So if you move and you change your address at the hospital, doesn't mean the regional office has it. So you want to make sure, since the regional office is usually the ones who pay you, that they have all your current information. All right? Yes.
I just wanted to speak, pertain to what we spoke about. If you've never had an actual advocate like this gentleman working with you.
So I'm not a BSO.
I deal with an advocate, so. But before I tried doing things without an advocate, I got nowhere. But once I contacted an advocate through the VFW, he got me through a lot of things, and he's helping me through things. He's advised me to see certain doctors and things like that. So it's very important. Try to do it yourself. Forget it. It's not easy. You need somebody that helps you, maybe like you or another person to help you get through the
The
system.
Legion has 2 full-time advocates in our New York office.
Yeah.
One is out on medical right now, but Judith will do whatever you need. She's a tiger, she.
Almost point of information. In the American Legion, okay, the Department of American Legion as a service officer, not in North. 2, okay, so that's 2 of them, Kenny Connors and his
Judith Morales,
right? They will give you all the information you want. You don't even sit in with you and write the paperwork. Not in North. The American Legion, our service officer. Contact Kenny Connors. And what the information, contact Kenny Connors.
and start with Julio right here.
And never pay anybody to do your claim. Never give up any of your back pay because it's your money. There's too many people that are willing to help you out for free. All right? And if you did sign up with a lawyer, as soon as your claim goes through, get them taken off. Because if you don't, then they get a percentage of every other claim you file.
So, for some of the guys here, right? If you do have the 10%, you do go to the VA. You can actually do your case. If you go to the VA for whatever condition that you have, you continue building that case. Am I correct? And then you can tell them, hey, you fill out a claim, and you say you want, where you want to file from. VA hospital has it. And I just had somebody, I don't remember what post was. It was a World War II veteran. That he was going to the VA from the time he left the military. 3.5, yeah. And he just got, I think they gave him like 80% rating. And he was happy as hell. You can do this.
I just want to thank you for your time and your attention. I'll be right back.
You explained the vet center up in Morris County, that they had the outreach programs for you. If they have to call you and then they can get counseling.
If you have any problems with the VA and you need like, a lot of people don't understand, like, if you make an appointment, you call and make an appointment and they say it's gonna be 30 days from now. Right? What you can do is, you can call me and either I'll get it moved up for you or I'll get them to pay for what's called community care. So you can go and see somebody on the outside. All right? We have an outstation in Morristown where if you want, instead of coming to Bloomfield, we have people there in Morristown. So if you're interested, I'll be around for a while. All right? Thank you once again.
Thank you.
I've got, I cannot stay, I have to leave, I have a family commitment. But I'm gonna mention that week ago Monday, Veterans Day, there was a banquet thrown by the All Veterans Memorial to celebrate the completion of the All Veterans Memorial. And we talked about that our last month, because we helped fund this banquet. Dennis Kapor was there, along with a couple other people. Past County Commander Amy Vasso was there. The founder of the ABM awarded this group, Morris County American Legion. We were one of 3 entities that got specially recognized. And this was awarded to us.
Don't drop that one. Like you did Martin.
This will be up here for you to look at afterward. Okay, but this is from the All Veterans Memorial to the American Legion of Morris County in recognition of the support we gave, and we've given over many years. Many people here have been to the ABM for different events, but I'm gonna in particular note, probably 5 people that I would say did 5 or more events over many years. Dennis Papora, Amber, as well, Amory Vasso, myself, and from this post, Rich Van Hitterich. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
There are many
Christina.
others who've been involved. Many others who've been there a few times, but Dennis, am I missing anybody?
Christina.
Who did the most?
Christina used to play the,
Christina, of course. I should have said Christina, who also got an award as did Dennis.
yeah,
But anyhow, that's the people I know of from this group that have been most involved. But since the American Legion Morris County made donations and put a lot of money in, this is a recognition to all of us. And so I'm gonna make a motion, since we don't have a county headquarters, that this be permanently kept at the home post of our in-office county commander. So for the remainder of Commander Marciano's term, it'll be in Chester. When he's replaced, it goes to that post. Or where he or she designates. Can I get a second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? So moved.
I move we come back into session. We went out of set, we went to,
Now we gotta come back.
we gotta come back.
And then-
Go ahead,
No, then you gotta make that motion.
about to make a motion to
Okay.
resume.
Yeah,
meeting. I need a motion on floor to resume normal meeting business.
I'll make the motion.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
Oh, and I'll give my policy report at this point. Very short EDC report, Boy State will be happening. Every post, the Boy State rep should have gotten some email in the past couple weeks, or a post member will get it. I'm pretty sure I got one to you, Frank. I think you already got it, and then I forwarded it to you also. And that's okay, I don't think we mind. But just remember what we're gonna be doing, and I know I got one to you.
Yeah, hard copy, all right.
Well, just understand, after the new year, we start Boy State. Forms are not available, websites are not available yet. But so far, what you all should have are the cards to submit, to start paying for the slots. And after the new year, we can do our usual wrangling. But the form for it is now out, and you should have it for your post also. And subject to anybody's questions. Anybody have any questions about Boy State or anything else that I can answer? Once, twice, please excuse me, I do have to leave.
Kramer, thank you.
Taking my bag, otherwise I can't get groceries.
I will hold on.
You need this?
Come out, sir. I have the shot right back. Such a graceful.
Gotcha. Hey, I can handle it.
I'm sure.
Oh, who is that?
What do we do?
All right, moving along. Vice Commanders. Vice Commander Michael, do you have a report, sir?
Yes, sir, I do. First off, post 421. DC Kramer, I brought in the charter for post 421 to begin to shut down that post. He's going to deliver it to the next DEC meeting. Post 155. I'll just say briefly, they had an issue in regards to a scam. We could discuss it in good of the region.
We can do it now since we started. It's important information. We can.
I was contacted earlier this week by post 155 commander, who notified me that his finance officer had received an email, presumably by the post commander. And saying something to the effect, you know, I need you to run out now and buy 5 cards and scan or take a picture of the codes and send them.
That's a scam.
Yeah. It's a scam. Unfortunately, the finance officer is a bit elderly and he's unfamiliar with that stuff. And he went ahead and did it, only to find out from the commander the following day, hey, what's going on? And it was a
We
scam.
have a recurring problem with that.
So-
I get emails from spoofed emails from David all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
do
understand
too.
that we're all getting up there in age, but we all need to be very, very careful about what we respond to. It's one of the reasons why I instructed everybody when you do mass emailings to use the PCC function. So you don't transmit viruses and malware to everybody. I'm sorry that finance officer did that, but they're gonna have to try to recover the money.
They probably will not be able to.
Find a new finance officer.
But that's my report.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Comments are welcome.
The one way that I realized that it wasn't really the commander was I actually hit the drop down and it was not Commander Heiler's actual email address. But it does put like, you know, his little, his
Yeah.
you know, like how you have your county commander, your signature and your, whatever you put at the bottom. It was similar to his, but it wasn't the same.
David uses a Legion issue email address.
So if you get an email from anything but dmarciano@njamericanlegion.org, it's not me. I've erased the Gmail account. There were problems, but be careful with your emails. We get little scams sent out all the time by our information officer, Steve Fisher, and he tries to catch us clicking links and stuff. And he shows us, you gotta click the name as you stated, and it comes down, it's not the name. If it's somebody you haven't heard from, I need money, if you wanna give me some, that's fine, but I'm not gonna send you an email, only Julio, who gets them daily. And he hasn't paid me the $5 yet. If you get an email and you're unsure, pick up the phone and call somebody at your post, call a relative. The elderly people that have been getting calls that their grandchild has a problem. And they need money right away, there's tons of scams out there. Just pick up the phone and call somebody and ask for assistance. Check the email, if your bank's asking you for money, go to your banking account, don't go to the link. Never click a link in your email. And we need to get that out to our members and family and friends and everybody. This time of year is terrible, and everybody's trying to steal money from people who don't understand computers as well as others. So.
If anyone wants to, I have a 45-minute video that was done by my health insurance company. And I have the link. And if you send an email to post450@aol.com, I will send you the link and you can watch this. It was done by FBI agent. And it's very good, and it shows you what you're looking for. And the other thing that I found out, if someone calls up because of this AI and it sounds like a grandchild, the best thing to do is ask the person, say, give me your secret password or your secret code. And they'll immediately hang up, because even if your grandchildren, even if you didn't set that up ahead of time, the guy won't know it and will just hang up. So that's a clue to use, you know. But if you want to see this, it's still up there. I can send you the link by just sending me an email asking for it, because it's excellent. It's 45 minutes long, but it's excellent. And it even shows you how to find something on your phone.
Best thing to do is hang up on them. If they really want you bad enough, they'll call you back.
The IRS is not calling you, banks, well, they might call you, but go to your bank account.
The IRS will never call you.
No, they'll just come by and arrest you.
They'll tell you they're coming.
It's not DMarciano, NJ American Legion. Steve Fisher does a great job with our security. We send everything BCC, so I don't get yelled at again. Any questions? Don't send it. Pick up the phone and call somebody. Vice Commander Actamava, you have a report, sir?
Yes, sir.
I know you do.
We have a few things coming up. For those of you that have met Guy Vanderpool for the first time.
Can't hear you. Speak up.
Oh, excuse me. He is the protege of the director of the VA Center. He's been trained by him. He's got the most information. If you don't have his card, we got one card up here. Use it and use his skills and ability. He's very good. As far as his center, the VA Center at the county CBOC and at the county college, starting after December the 6th, we will have a counseling center. We will have facilities for benefit care. They'll have a person there full time with the director and everything. And that's just part of his operation and part of his doing. We want to thank him for that. We are involved now as a county with the County College of Morris and their VA Student Center. It's open effectively December the 6th. It was open November the 1st for a dry run. And we are part of that. We and every veteran in the county is part of that. We can go there. We can ask questions. We can get guidance. It's our new home on campus in the county. So that's another facility that's attached through the VA at the CBOC at the county building, 340 West Hanover. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we are working on getting certain programs operated on. I know we just talked about Boys State. I know they want to increase it. We'd like to help increase it from $650 over the next 3 or 4 years to $1,000, which will be a great program. And then we'll be discussing that as we go forward. The last thing is, we are working on, Dominic and I, on finalizing a Wi-Fi structure, a backbone telephone structure, where all of our posts are interconnected so that we can connect with each other by Zoom, by post, and by individual committees inside the post. And this is a thing that we've been working on for 2 years. I don't want to say we just did it overnight. This is an active activity that we want to close out. If none of the posts haven't gotten in touch with us so that they know that they want to be part of this connection, it's being done for the whole county, with the VFW. So every post in Morris County will be able to talk to each other as if you're having a meeting in your own private home. You don't have to come outside. We're now trying to facilitate that. And I look forward to everybody participating, not today, not tomorrow, but as a group within the year. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the report. Vice Commander Sable, do you have a report, sir?
Yeah, I just want to say,
You can sit it.
I just want to say thank you to Post 450 and 242 for the work that they put into the vets organization in the township of Paquana. They put a beautiful vet wall up with a flag and a place to sit. And all the students that were in the military, their pictures are posted on the wall. So these two posts, plus the rest of the city, right? I want to say thank you, guys. You did a hell of a job. And it's good.
Vice Commander Connors, do you have a report, sir?
SAO at post 344 is, when I mentioned, and I need to ask Dennis for, I think, further clarification on the brick walkway at the Veterans Memorial. I believe you brought that up last month.
Right.
SAO at 344, and you might want to bring this up the other posts as well. They were interested in making a donation specifically from the SAL for the brick in the walkway, but they didn't know who to send the money to or what to have, how to have it inscribed.
We can send them the flyer.
Working with her, trying to get her to give me the information. A 10 by 10, I think it's 10 by 10 brick is $225.
We have the one flyer we got from her. We can send that over.
But I'm gonna be calling her again after the holidays, and I want to
My
get,
understanding is a post can do it, SAL can do it.
anyone can do it. Right, and they're gonna have smaller bricks if you want to get a smaller brick. But she's been so busy that she hasn't gotten back to me. So after Thanksgiving, I will give her another call, and I'm working on it because our post wants to do a brick, and
Excuse me, what about the posts that have donated bricks already? But in the beginning, when this program started, those bricks are gone now?
no,
They should be in there.
they should be in there, but we want to build the entrance walkway.
The original bricks should be in the entrance walkway, right?
No.
I don't know where those other bricks were, but they built a new entrance walkway and we want to fill those bricks. And so I've been working with her, and she's very busy, and I will definitely keep on her until I get an answer. Yeah.
Are these bricks gonna go to I think they're expanding the park.
So there's a
No.
walkway up to the podium where you
Yeah,
met, where you put-
yeah.
so that walkway is the people from the Morris County American Legion, they'll go in that area.
Oh, in that area, so there's already like the walking path there?
Yeah, there's a walking path and they wanna
And
eat
then they're
brick.
moving further out too, like I think they're gonna
Yeah,
put some kind of a.
There's room for thousands of bricks if people want, you can do it by theater of operation.
So it sounds like outside the wall, the dog tags, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the wall leading up to there. And I'm just trying to get clarification of if you buy a small brick, how much is it? And how much you can put on each brick.
It's Charlie, right?
Yeah.
I can email Charlie.
I've done it and I haven't gotten a reply, so trust me, she's busy.
Alright,
Oh, one other thing, Post 312, which was previously suspended, has been brought back to life.
Yep.
I have their membership cards, I'll bring them to the next county meeting. If their new commander will show up, I'll hand them off. I haven't met the individual yet.
I spoke to John Plumstead, who couldn't make it tonight, and they have a commander lined up, we need to be, make sure he's already been vetted. And he's good, and we'll do this during the week.
With 312 coming back online, what is the total number of active posts now in Morris County? I mean, the number 21 was around for the longest time, but we know that's.
No.
Yeah, so on paper, they still have a lot of posts listed, even though they're suspended or canceled.
With 312 coming back to life, that would be 17 active. Okay, that's the same number I got.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're,
The following, just for your information, the following posts suspended or completely canceled: 124, 175, which is the old Rock Den post, that was Rockaway Denville. Post 312 has come back to life, so they're resurrected from the dead. Post 315 is suspended, and 391 was Mine Hill, which they're gone forever. That's the latest and not so greatest.
we're at 17, and the 17 is pretty good, 312 really looking to come back, I spoke to them today.
One other thing I'd like to bring out, since everybody here is a veteran. Today is the 61st anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. In case anybody's interested, I was in 3rd grade when I heard he was murdered. There are people here who are older than me, so I'm sure you all remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I would ask that we have a moment of silence in memory of our late president. Uncover. Thank you.
Yep.
Vice Commander Bergen's excused her as a topic, but I think Jim will bring it up under finance. The funds for the 312 storage, you want to bring it up under Bergen or finance?
Under what?
Bring it up under finance, the money for the storage.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we can do that now. Yeah, we got something to bring up, Ryan. Finance officer, your report, sir.
All right, I'm not gonna stand up. You should all be able to hear me.
What?
You heard me.
Huh?
Our opening balance is $189,436.79. We made, you gotta hang with me, guys. I'm having a lot of trouble with my eyes tonight. $1.63 in interest. Leaving us a closing balance of $189,438.40. Our checking account, the opening balance is $4,024.82. I wrote out 2 checks. One check was for the luncheon for all our veterans memorial and MSA Food Warriors for $500. I received $1,500 was total in the checks. I got $986.50 in per capita and rehab, with a total of my closing balance on my checking account is $3,513.37. Our commander's project as of tonight is $4,278.33. That's my, we have no money standing out, no checks, everything's paid.
You wanna cover Brian's thing real quick, or you wanna do a motion and then do that?
We have to do a motion and that be under the new business.
Motion to accept the finance officer's report.
I'll second it.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Go ahead with that new business. New business for that,
Yes.
okay. Service officer, give a report, sir.
I have to do the report, sir.
Chaplain, do you have a report, sir? No, sir. Judge advocate, do you have a report, sir? Report. Historian, do you have a report, sir?
Yeah, I've already given it about contacting me if they want to get a copy of the video about being hacked.
Okay. I'll hack this thing.
Can you, send out the thing for the brick, please?
As soon as I can get all the information, I will send it out to everybody.
That was tough. Committee reports, any committee reports that come before this meeting, we did, voice thing. Building correspondence. No correspondence. No correspondence, no bills.
No.
Uncovered. The 10 o'clock ritual will begin, if we could dim the lights, please.
No appeals, the flow of growth, computer courses, low and low. I'm one of the place. The inside, the lights, no baby singing. Apply, sorcery, amen to God and love. We are the dead. 2 days ago, we lived, fell gone, saw sunset glow. Love, we're love. And now we lie, all fails. Pick up our quarrel with the foe. To you with faith and hands, we throw the torch. To yours to hold the eye. Take great faith with us who died. We shall not sleep, but flowers grow and hollow fields. Rest in peace, ye hero dead. The fight that you so bravely led. You've taken up, you will keep true faith with you and strength and peace across the market bed. Flowers blowing overhead, or once his own life blood runs red. Let your sleep be sweet and deep in how I feel. Fear not that ye have died for naught, the torch ye throws because we fought. 10 million hands will hold it high, and freedom's light will never die. We've heard the lessons that ye taught, ye heroes dead.
So thou rest, and what if thou withdraw in silence from the living, and no friends taken note of thy departure? All their braves will share their destiny. The guide will lead them through thou art gone. The solemn blood of care parts on, and each other as before will chase his favorite phantom. Yet all those shall leave their mark and their employment as thou shalt come and make their bed with thee. As the long train of ages gaze away, the sons and men of the youth in life green springs, and he who gives in the full strength of years maintain and mind the speechless babes, and the gray-headed man shall one by one be gathered to their side by those who in their turn shall follow them.
Wherefore it behooves us to bear in mind this admonition. So live that when thy summons comes to join the innumerable caravan, which moves to that mysterious realm, where each shall take his chamber in the silent halls of death. Go not like the quarry slave at night, scorched to his dungeon, but sustained and soothed by an unfaltering trust. Approach thy grave like one who wraps the drapery of his couch above him and lies down to pleasant dreams.
Our Heavenly Father, in His infinite wisdom, has transferred the following members to the jurisdiction of the Post Everlasting of the American Legion. Post 342, Walter Tiger. 154, Bill Rieger. Post 91, George Dicking. May their souls rest in peace, and may each of us take up the torch borne by our departed comrades who have gone to the greater glory. May we revere their memory by serving the sick, needy, and by our continued service to our Lord and great Commander of all of us, and for the community, state, and nation.
Cover. And salute. Ready, two. Please brighten the lights. All business. Actually, Jim, I can bring that up on our old business, because it's continuation of 6 years of business. Can we do that?
Sure.
I thought 391 was done, we have some money, so we have a storage facility that all the memorabilia from post 391 Mine Hill is kept in, as we're trying to divide it up. And we've paid for that storage facility for a year, we're splitting it with another individual. So we have to pay them, and it comes out of the money from post 391. It was $1,500. And that pays for the storage facility for the year. In relation to the memorabilia, I'm gonna put out an email. If anybody was a member, or anybody knows a member that wants something from that post, I believe you just said plaques and such.
Yeah.
The important stuff's been accounted for.
A lot of the stuff got damaged because of water damage,
Right.
but what I was able to salvage, which now, a couple of the posts that needed stuff to their posts. So we gave it to them, and most of the stuff left is like photographs, plaques, things like that.
So if anybody has an attachment to that post or knows somebody, contact us, I'm gonna put out an email. And we're gonna get that storage room empty, so we're just paying that for the year. So Brian texted me, I just need a motion for $1,500 to complete paying for that storage facility for 1 year.
Motion on.
Motion, questions, comments, I'm sorry.
I got a question, number one. Were you involved with this?
Yes, I was involved with the emptying of the building and funding, and I, when it first emptied it, I moved it into my storage that I already had. And then a couple months ago, I moved it to a new storage. Because I moved my own stuff also, so I moved it with it. And well, like I said, a lot of the stuff got damaged. I was able to PACCON got some stuff out of there, but they needed new stuff. The Legion Riders got a lot of their stuff out of there that was not ruined. And,
I have one other question. Are you the gentleman that needs the money?
yes,
Okay, so
but
Steve,
I was already paid.
Yeah,
Somebody else
it's,
needs the money back.
Stand by.
Brian needs the money.
The person is, I apologize, Ray Green
Ray Green.
gets the 15 minutes. So I'll just read it since Brian Bergen's not here. It's a text message. They asked if we could cut a check to Ray Green for $1,500 to cover the annual storage expenses for all the memorabilia that came out of post 391 before the contract would expire next year. And again, we're gonna get that. We don't want to throw it out with memorabilia from the post. We're gonna work over the next year to distribute it to people who might want it. Sir?
Judge, just so you know, it's good until the end of no, you're paid up, it's paid up till the end of September next year.
Next year, okay.
Next year, so that's the time period.
10 months.
All right, I don't have an address. Can I write out a check and give it to you?
No,
or not?
no, you can,
Can we do a
right
motion?
now, I can give it to Ray, I see Ray all the time, he
Motion,
paid me up front.
motion for the check.
Let's do the motion and then we'll
Okay, I'm just asking questions.
ask questions.
Okay, now you can make your motion.
Motion on the floor to pay $1,500 to Ray Green.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? So moved. Guess when you think 391 is done.
Inventory of this material that you have?
Question, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm
No, I don't have a actual written inventory. I can tell you 90% of it's photo albums.
I'm gonna go over and see what there is and try and get an idea, and it'd be nice to get this to people instead of it being.
Sure, we can put it up on the page, and if anybody needs any of this.
Yeah, we're gonna try and expand it, obviously, I'll get a few in that and something else. It's history of a post, it's a shame to throw it out.
Yes.
Any other old business that come before this meeting? New business. Norris, sir.
Yes, Commander, I'd like to bring a motion up for the new business regarding this new veteran center and the facility at the Seabock. We would like to acknowledge this year as a county project, the Christmas party for the hospital, the doctors, the staff, the consultants, the VSO. We had one last year sponsored by Post 59. But this year I'd like the county to take over that responsibility because it is now a county operation at the county college, at the Seabock for the county. The Seabock also serves Sussex and Warren. But we acknowledge the staff because of everything they've done for us, continue to do, and have the staff of doctors that only takes care of Morris County. They watch us exclusively. And I'm gonna add one thing. Anybody that feels they need anything, like you had stated before, it's not working, it's not doing this. These are the best people in the state. From the VA service to the VA counselor to our medical staff in the county. And I think, every time we go there, we get treated superbly. We don't have to.
Let's
wait.
back up to the funds and then we didn't finish that.
Okay.
How much do you need?
Oh, the amount last year.
We like numbers with.
$285. It cost us $285.
So it's a party for the VA representatives
The
at.
total staff and the county will be there. So
Where's this to be held?
At the
At the
VA
Seabock.
center, at the Seabock.
Does everybody know what the CBOC is?
No.
Can you explain what the CBOC is?
Certainly, it's the hospital that's at the Sunnyside nursing home at the top of the hill. It's on the second floor. 340 West.
No,
Hanover
22nd,
But it's on the second floor.
22nd.
It's going to be the VA center. Right now, we got one room with 2 counselors. He was supposed to mention that the more counseling we get, it's gonna be a hospital. We wanna make it like the Palms River. We just saw them opening up this year. There's 10,000 square feet up there. We got one room. We're gonna have another room at the county college with a dedicated counselor at the Seabock and at the county.
All right,
Back to the
we're talking
party.
about money now.
So we're looking for a motion so we can pay for the employees.
I make a motion.
People that help us. And
I make a
people
motion
from the
for-
county will be there.
Make a motion for $285.
Second?
And 10 cents.
All in favor? All opposed? So moved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's nice to, all they do for us, it's good to throw them a little party. Any other new business to come before this meeting? I'm just looking at my notes, stand by, please. I don't want to miss anything. No. We're gonna do good of the Legion, I'm gonna defer, I'm good of the Legion immediately to Commander Jenkins of Post, 423.
As you all know,
I know, next time.
okay.
This way I can hear over here.
As you all know, Post 245 in Lake of Pacon had a catastrophic fire 2 years ago, burned to the ground. Been a hole in the ground for 2 years. They've risen from the ashes. They have all of the outside is done. They're getting the windows delivered Monday, maybe the doors too. They're down to doors and windows. Roof's on, everything's complete to the out of the ground. So, but they are not above and beyond where they need to be yet. So Post 423 voted 2 months ago to give them $1,000 donation to go towards their rebuilding fund. And it's not just the rebuilding, but they have to replace everything inside as well. Tables, chairs, salt and pepper shakers. They have to do everything. So once they get the building completely finished, that's only the beginning. They still don't have a rental business and a bar business to support the building that they have now finished. So if any of you can go back to your posts, and if you have any money available and you would like to support Post 245, we'd like you to join us in donating to that. Thank you very much.
It's nice to drive by and actually see a structure as opposed to a hole in the ground. Looking forward to next summer, spring to have our first grand opening.
Hopefully before May. We're hoping.
Excellent. Go to the Legion. Anybody?
I believe, well, for 344, our SAL does a Christmas tree sale every year, and they'll start selling the Christmas trees the day after Thanksgiving. If anybody's looking to support their efforts, they usually do it. It's Hibernia Avenue. It's the road that goes on to Route 80 if you're in Rockaway Borough. So just I thought that was the only thing to bring to the table.
Thank you.
Send me a flyer and I'll put it on the county.
$10 flyer. Post 342 Sunday morning, our famous pancake breakfast. You can come hang out with Will Kramer. Don't let that deter you. He comes at 9 o'clock.
Who wants to hang out with him?
I won't be returning to work after we go. Come by, have some great pancakes. Go to the Legion on a personal note. Thank you for everything this year. We have a great group of people. This is it until January. We don't have a meeting in December because it's not necessary. So thank you to our vice commanders, our chaplain, our DEC, all the posts that have helped hold these meetings. I know it's a lot of work. I appreciate everything you guys do. And Elmer, we're keeping up on, I was gonna mention you.
No, I just want to throw out some gobbledygook. You mentioned getting the Cedar Crest meeting, or they asked you to have a county meeting at Cedar Crest. So have you given that any further thought?
So, right, and I received an email, can we have meetings outside of American Legion Post? And the answer, I believe, is yes, because nobody has told me no. So Cedar Crest has a meeting coming up. They have a veterans group at Cedar Crest. Roger Jagar, who's the past department commander, resides there, even though he's a Sussex County DEC, he still lives in Morris County. And we had talked about having a meeting there. There is an event coming up we haven't put out yet in January that we'll put out so people can attend. It will not be a county meeting, but next year we could certainly look into having a meeting at Cedar Crest. They have a large room. And I think when we meet, if you go in January, we'll talk to them and the residents at Cedar Crest to see if that can be done.
Yeah, my thought was 154 is hosting in February. And
I have to pass it by our commander, but maybe that would be a same time, because you go to the same area.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to Roger tomorrow, 'cause I have some things to go over with him, and I will mention that and see. We don't wanna tell people in January. We wanna get some notice out,
Yes.
so we can certainly do that. But there's nothing in the bylaws, constitution of the Morris County American Legion that states the meeting has to be at a post.
The only thing that you would do is you would bypass a treasury report
Correct.
that's confidential. To outsiders.
We would just table that and submit it. Good of the Legion, thank you 423 for picking up and covering tonight. We truly appreciate it. The chicken was delicious. And thank you to a bunch of the posts that offered to help this month. I sent out an email very quickly to try and get it done, and I received a lot of responses. So I do appreciate it and all the help again everybody's given the Morris County Legion this year, and I'm looking forward to next year. Any upcoming events? Harold, no golf coming up, right?
Yeah. But we're slowing down.
Then any special events we have? Bruce, I'm sorry.
Just one quick thing, I think most of you know, my post used to host, down at convention, extra rooms down at the Armada by the sea. This year, my post is going to another location. I know Harold, I talked to, wants to stay at the Armada. I think Mike. Have you,
Yeah, we're gonna stay at the other.
at the Armada? If anybody else wants to stay at the Armada, you can gladly do so. You're gonna have to make your own arrangements. If you need the phone number for down there, see me after the meeting and I'll pull it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. If you haven't been to convention, it's in June. Really think about coming down. It's a great event. Crowd was disappointing last year. It'd be nice to see some fresh faces down there. Morris County did have some fairly good representation, so there's a great parade at the end. It's a lot of fun. We get to hang out. Anything else go to the Legion?
Yeah,
Next meeting? Dennis, sorry.
post 242 and 450 is having in December Reefs Across America, and we're putting reefs on like 600 veterans' graves in Pequannock.
Reefs Across America, September 14th.
Yeah.
A great event. We want to support it in your community. And then the Army Navy games right after that. So you can go out and recognize veterans by placing a wreath and then watch Army defeat Navy. And we got one shuffle.
Excuse me.
The Army think Navy. Next meeting, January 17th, post 344. Is there any further business to come before this meeting? I'm covered. The chaplain go up for a prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we deem this a fitting time to pay our respects to our departed comrades. As we stand with bowed heads in reverence to them, let us remember the good deeds they accomplished. Let us revere them as good soldiers who fought the good fight in a just cause. Let us silently pray for peace, the peace that passes all understanding. And let us in mind and soul consecrate our hearts and lives to the real America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, the America worth fighting for. As we stand in silence to our departed comrades, may we sincerely say, may their souls rest in peace. Let us also remember the POWs and the MIAs still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts. Amen.
Amen. Cover? Until we meet again, let's remember that our obligation can only be fulfilled by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be the main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be forever watchful of the honor of the country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. Colors in place. And salute. Two. I now declare this meeting of the Morris County Committee, American Legion Department of New Jersey adjourned.